Okay, number one goal is just that 100, just a really damn good 100. Use Guitar Pro, make it easier to play, make it more fun to play. And yeah, let's just do this with the metronome first. One and a two and a three and a four. Once you get used to that and it's feeling good, you can harmonize it. So basically, you're starting off with that 7, 9, 10, or the E, F sharp, and G. You got to play 3 notes higher in key. So instead of E, F sharp, G, E, you would go G, A, D, G. Just kind of work your way down the same way that it's shown here. Just 3 notes higher in key or in the scale. So, that being said, got to play along to this so you can hear what I'm talking about. This is just an option. If you don't want to, that's fine, but you might have fun with it. Number 2. This one we got at 150 is the goal. Work on getting a damn good 150. So let's see. I think I'm going to just start this at the half speed here with just the metronome and then full speed. So we are 1 and a 3, a 4, 1 and a 3, a 4. Full speed, 1, 2. Oh my, that was a bad count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely play that with Guitar Pro to make sure you keep hearing exactly how that rhythm's supposed to go. Alright, so this one, back to just the 4 bars, changing strings less often. I'd like to go back to what we were doing, just one thing at a time, trying to get up to that 180. If you got 3 days in a row, you can't get to 180 for that first section, let me know, and we'll just kind of see where you do get. But so yeah, step 1, 180 is the goal before we go on to the next bar, or add the next bar. And I want you to send it in to verify as we go. So even though I won't be teaching anybody next week, still send stuff in. Because if I got the time, I want to look and make sure that everything's going okay. All right, here we go. Step 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, step 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And step 3. Whoops. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the whole thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I didn't like that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right. So chord theory. What we're going to do next is we're going to do some add nines. I'm going to work through one key here so you know what to do. See, I'll be sending over this PDF. So it's basically adding the second interval to a triad chord. So the ninth interval is the same note name as the second interval. So you can think of this as like a combination of suspended second plus triad. So if you left in the third or flat third when adding in the 2, it's now considered a 9. And every now and then you might see something saying add 2 if somebody is really concerned about what the octave is for that note. But typically when you add in that note, for example, if you have an A minor chord plus a B note, you usually see it written as A minor add 9. Or like a C add 9. You usually don't see it as C add 2. It's almost always C add 9. So yeah, going to be adding the 9 or flat 9 to our triad chords. So here you can see the 1, 4, and 5 can be turned into a major add 9 or just add 9. Chords 2 and 6 will be a minor add 9. Chord number 3 is a minor add flat 9. And the diminished is diminished add flat 9. So typically you look for an octave of the root notes within the chord shape and you raise that up to the next one in key. Much like we did with suspended chords. But suspended chords, we lowered it down. Well, this one, we're going to take the octave of the root note and raise that up. So, basically, we start with your C major chord, because we are in the key of C here. And again, I'm going to do this key. There's going to be 3 others for you to do. Put in the chord name. So, find the octave of the root note within that chord shape, which is right here. Raise that up a whole step. Which gives us that. So now we have a C add 9. Now, chord number 2 is D minor. Problem with that, though, is raising this up to the next note in key is like, ow, and not really going to happen. So, what we could do is take this chord shape instead, and then we could raise that octave up a whole step and get us a D minor add 9. However, because I've done this enough and I remember the chord shape, I can cheat. I'm going to play it like this instead. So basically taking this, moving it over here, and then playing the open E as well. Because the second interval of D is E, so we just have the D minor chord plus that high E string. That gives us a D minor add 9. So I'm going to look at it like this. We're taking this D minor chord here, and then we open up the high E string. So this chord is like an accept F major 7 add 9, or F major 7 over D. Why would it do it like that? Yeah, D minor add 9. That's the second one on the drop down menu. So yeah, typically we start with the normal chord and then try and change it. If it's like not happening, too much of a pain in the butt, seems unplayable, we got to find another way of making it happen. So that's the easiest way I know of playing a D minor add 9. No, that's not the same. Anyway, Phrygian. So got chord number 3, which is going to be E minor. So here, we're going to take an octave of the root note and raise it up. So E to an F. So there's two ways we can do it here. We can take this one and raise it up. Or we can take the high E string and raise that up. Or we can do both. Either one's fine. That high flat 9, that F note there really stands out. So I'm going to go with that one. So E minor add flat 9. Got to type that one out. Alright, now the F chord. So if we start with this and we try and raise the octave up, that's, I mean, possible, but good lord, is that a nasty, disgusting, awful stretch to make. So instead, I'm going to use this shape. Which makes it much easier to go from this, take that octave, move it up here. Very much easier F add 9 to play. So again, starting with the normal, the more popular shape. If it seems like it's going to be a complete pain in the butt to create the new chord, try and think of other ways around it. Alright, so next, chord number 5, got the G chord. So, if we start with this one, kind of have some options. Gives us a finger available to take this octave of the root note, move it up. But I hate the way that feels. You can also just go from here to here. So you got this is a possibility. If that stretches too much, just take the ring finger off. It's a lot easier to do. That one in. I feel that's probably the easiest of the bunch. You could, actually there's an even easier way, I just remembered. If you hate the stretch, you can also do this. Back to this version. Actually, let me start with that to help you remember. Instead of raising the octave up, we could actually just take this B note, replace it with the A. We have that B note there, the open B string, so we still have the major third. That's the easiest way, I believe, that I can think of right now to play a G add 9. Alright, A minor, chord number 6. This was talked about earlier. Take that octave of the root note there, move it up to the next note. We got ourselves an A minor add 9. Oh, Guitar Pro. Why would you do that? It's the second one in that drop-down menu. Anyway, B diminished. Chord number 7 here. So, this one, yeah, take that octave of the root note, raise it up. This time a half step. It's not the nicest one, but if we did it like this, then that means we lose the D notes, which means we'd have to open that up, which means we'd lose the F notes, which Which means we could kind of play it like this. I don't think that's much easier than the other way, so I'm going to stick with going from here. See here. Hopefully I wasn't saying that all too quick, but I'm almost out of time before our lesson starts. So I was hoping to get this all in there. Rewatch it in slow motion. So this one you got to type out. I don't know why Guitar Pro didn't have that listed. Yeah, B diminished, add flat 9. Yeah, take that chord shape there, octave of the root note, raise it up to half step, and there you go. So hopefully that all made sense. If you got questions, let me know. And yeah, just once you got things filled in, send it on over like you always do. And I'll see you again in 2 weeks.